Hey everyone, Shadowlands here, and in this video I'm going to show you 4 Assassination Rogue Holy Priest games. It's been a while since I last did a voice commentary of my games, but I will try to do some of these again, especially with Season 2 on the way. The 4 games in this video were played between 2.4 and 2.6 MMR, and because not that many people are queuing these days, we faced the same teams a lot of times, so I didn't have a lot of different matchups to pick from. Regarding my character, I was playing with a full PvP set with haste and versatility on every possible slot. I used Mark of the Master Assassin as my legendary because it was better than Doomblade in those matchups, even more so since I am a Night Elf. The talents I picked were these ones by default, but I picked Mind-Numbing Poison instead of Maneuverability when facing a team with little to no slows such as Full Druid, Holy Priest. The conduits I picked were these. As you can see, I am still Night Fae, when Necrolord is a better option. The conduit picks would change if I were Necrolord because I wouldn't necessarily have to play 2 potency conduits. I feel like it is important to do so as Night Fae since Sepsis does a lot of damage. Also, I would play Recuperator if I was Necrolord as it would add to the tankiness this Covenant provides, but since I am Night Fae I prefer to play Cloaked in Shadows for my Endurance conduit, as Soul Shape could give me re-stealth opportunities. Alright, so I guess that's all for the build I had during these games, so let's jump right into it. This first game is against Feral Druid Holy Priest. It's possible to win the game early by killing the priest through Guardian Angel thanks to mind games, but if the game drags on then the Feral becomes a very good kill target as his powerful self-healing will be a lot less significant in dampening. Blind Priest, Kidney Vendetta Druid. The priest is trying to sit that blind because if it trinkets here we could swap to him and kill him through Guardian Angel with mind games. So instead the druid uses his defensive cooldowns. Here he used Survival Instinct, and Survival Instinct is a 3-minute cooldown, so now that he doesn't have it, in about 3 minutes before he gets it back, dampening will be much higher, so the druid will be very vulnerable to being killed and he won't have access to this defensive. My priest ripped me here because the druid used Berserk, so we're running a bit here so that he doesn't hit me too much with the cooldown. It's good because we made it so we didn't have too much uptime with it, and my priest even stunned him on the end of it, so in the end he almost did nothing with his cooldown. Here, even though I used Kidney on the priest, since the druid used thorns on his priest and he is close enough for me to hit, I'm immediately going onto the druid because taking too much thorns damage is really unnecessary and can put you in a very losing position. I used evasion here right off the clone because my priest got CC'd and I didn't want to be stunned while he was CC'd, but he used trinket anyway, so there was kind of an overlap. I want to go for a Kidney Vendetta here with Shadow Meld in order to force some cooldown out of the enemy team. The Feral also had a huge spike of damage on me here, so it was my Close Shadows, my BM Trinket and my Priest Guardian Angel. But we got both enemy trinkets and we still have Blind, Sepsis and Vanish in order to kill someone in the next 20 seconds. Since the druid doesn't have his survival instinct back, what I want to do here is Kidney Druid, Blind Priest and kill the druid with Sepsis and Vanish. So Kidney Druid, my priest fears before I can blind, but it's the same, we have enough damage to kill the druid during the fear anyway. The second game is against Demon Hunter Holy Priest. So I've won this matchup killing either one or the other, so what I like to do is dot both of them up and wait for a kill opportunity, killing the one that seems to be the most vulnerable. What you have to look out for is the hunt plus mind games. Since this is on a 1.5 minute cooldown and your trinkets are on a 2-minute cooldown, what you have to do is that you kind of have to use your trinket for the first combo and your healer has to use his trinket for the second combo and so on. Because if this combo happens and you have no way out of CC, you will often die to it. Also, you may have noticed that they casted the hunt several times and I never used anything, and I cloaked his actual cast. That's because I waited for the priest to use mind games, because usually they use both abilities together. If they don't, it's not as lethal, so when I cloaked for mind games, worst case scenario I'll only cloak mind games, and best case scenario I cloaked both, which happened. The enemy priest trinkets might need to lend a fear on my priest, so it has to be my trinket vanish to stay alive during that CC chain. But on the bright side, since the enemy priest has no trinket and the DH has no darkness, then we can kill him next kidney. This third game is also against Feral Druid Holy Priest. I talked earlier about killing the priest early through Guardian Angel when he has no trinket, thanks to mind games. This is what happens in that game, so I thought it would be a good example to include in the video since we queued into Feral Holy Priest so many times. So here the enemy priest trinkets to fear us, but my priest anticipates it and fears also, so all 4 of us end up feared, but the enemy priest has no trinket. I have Vendetta Vanish for the crit buff, my priest has mind games, so this guy will be dead next go. This last game is against Arms Warrior Holy Paladin. This can be a very tricky matchup if the enemy team knows how to play it well. In the opener here, I want to sap the warrior, go Paladin. This way, either the warrior uses his Berserk Rage to break the sap and peel, and then my priest will have a fear on him later, or he doesn't use it, and then we can 2v1 the Paladin in the opener. Throwing knives to the warrior throughout the match is very important, as it can allow your priest to create distance and will also make it harder for the warrior to come back to you or to his paladin. And it will also apply the healing reduction effect in case he's starting to take some damage. Usually, Holy Paladins will instantly bob your Vendetta, at least your first one, so it's useless to try and Vanish or meld it, because it will usually go into bob anyway. So if you Vendetta, keep Vanish or meld for another go. My priest actually lends a fear on the paladin during bob, which is insane as it prevents the paladin from healing himself during bob. So after this, bob will fade. He won't be able to bubble because he just bobbed. I will kidney him again. He has no trinket and is very likely to die in Divis. And that's it for this video, so I hope you enjoyed and see you next time.